City of Moria is on the move, and you are going to see a huge amount of merits with a huge amount of fight. Zone 3 is just opening, and we are hoping to have amazing fight against NRDR and TFT, right? Hopefully this video will be lots of fun because we can't even wait for such a long time to have huge fight against our opponents in a Dragon Siege KVK. As soon as this pass will be destroyed, we are going to move in and we are going to try to get as much merits as humanly possible. Of course, it will be a lot of legions nearby. It will lag a little bit, but who cares? We are going to have some fun. Finally, pass level 3 is destroyed and we are going in to have some more fun. Yeah, we are a lot. City of Moria is 21 billion power alliance, and we have been winning almost every single fight, not almost, basically every single fight which happened in this KVK. Of course, I already have 12 million merits and I'm hoping to get even more from these fights, right? You can see the amount of infantry players around, and of course City of Moria will try its best to win Dragon Siege KVK, right? We are basically the ones who are predicted to win from the start of the KVK, and from what I have seen in this KVK with the fights and with everything, we are going to win this KVK for sure. I'm that positive. I already can see how much of the strengths my alliance has in this kind of KVK, and yeah, hopefully this KVK will end with the win, right? At first we are going to fight against infantry players, but something tells me that we are going to move towards backline really fast. Of course, since there is a lot of troops around the battlefield, it's pretty easy to understand that sometimes clicking on opponents is also pretty hard. That's why I will try my best to deal damage, but sometimes when there is a lot of marches around the battlefield, it's not that easy. Yeah, at first we have to mention my 5 archer marches since I'm archer main. I'm using Inara and Nico with Rattle Spear and Snowpeak Rock. We have Falgrim and Sibyl. Not a single hero pair from Falgrim and Sibyl is awakened, and we are using Barbed Manticore with the Iron Tusk. Also, we got Gwenwyn with Mu Xiang. Both of them are awakened, and I'm using the new warped from the Dragon Siege KVK, which is Thunder Drake, right? We got Ruby and Kylan, the best archer hero pair for this current KVK, and the last hero pair, of course, Ruby and Kylan has the new warped, which is Wind Whistle with them. And also we got last hero pair for my 5 March. That's of course Magrat and Zaida with the Shadow Manticore, which is the best warped which I currently have on my lineup, right? Yeah, finally we managed to break in. There is no more infantry players, and already it's getting hard and hard to actually click on the troops, but I will try my best to start clicking on backline, right? Generally, whenever you are playing as an archer player, you have to always remember that your first target generally is the infantry players. Until you won't gonna clear those infantry players, it will be not that easy to start moving up and dealing damage to backline. I got asked a lot of times regarding the playstyle which you have to play as an archer player, and honestly I always say that unfortunately you have to target infantry. If you are not targeting infantry, unfortunately you won't gonna have enough time to target backline, right? And we all know that every single archer player prefers to target the archers and mages, but reality is different, the fights are different, and as you can see, if I will move up and target the mages on archers, I will get too much target on myself, and well, we won't gonna have enough time to actually deal damage, right? That's why playing as a defensive playstyle, trying to survive fights should be your #1 priority. Then that's how you can actually get quite a lot of merits as an backline player, right? So yeah, as you saw, one wrong step forward and you are straight up getting targeted. That's the playstyle I'm playing. I always try to survive fights, not to deal too much damage, because too much damage means that unfortunately you will get a lot of targets, and those targets, no matter how strong you are, those targets are going to deal huge amount of damage, and that damage will mean that you won't gonna deal enough damage to back themselves, because lower HP you have on your marches, lower and lower damage you are dealing against your opponents, right? Yeah, so far we are standing still. Our opponents have cities nearby, which means it will be easier and easier for them to refill. But I think our number one priority is to take this tower, and this tower will be taken sooner or later. But so far, let's try to survive this first couple of minutes of the fight, and then try to be more offensive during the fight, right? Now, of course, I'm really excited that next heroes which will come to the game are actually archers, and I already started saving up some legendary tokens towards the G6 archers, right? If we can check what kind of G6 mages we got, they have a lot of defense penetration, and I wish that new archers will have same style with a lot of defense penetration, because unfortunately we got too much infantry players in this game, and sometimes it's not that fun to actually go and fight all the time against infantry. That's why if you are archer player and you are deciding on where you want actually to get the new heroes and where you want to invest your legendary tokens, I believe saving those tokens and investing in G6 archer heroes should be the priority, because I believe new archer heroes will be strong. It might not be as strong as Ruby and Kylan, because in order for that to happen, they have to deal damage to multiple targets, and actually we only have like 3 heroes for the archer gameplay who deals damage to multiple targets, right? That's Ruby Kylan, that's Falgrim, so I'm not really expecting that new archers will deal damage to a couple of targets, but at least some defense penetration, at least some HP bypass, or at least get some healing, because I believe those 3 buffs are one of the most mandatory buffs to have on your archers if you want to deal a lot of damage towards your opponents, right? Now, in general, I believe that we got really lucky in terms of Ruby and Kylan in this game, because, well, it was a while since, well, after Magrat and Zaida, we didn't really have second OP hero pair for the Archer gameplay. Of course, we had Falgrim and Sybil, but when Sybil got buffed, that's when actually it was usable, that hero pair. Before the update on Sybil, Falgrim and Sybil was not that impressive in my opinion, right? So I believe we already have 2, Sybil, Magrat, Zaida, Ruby and Kylan, and if we are going to get some additional OP hero pair for the Archer gameplay, of course it will be super amazing, right? So let's hope that we are going to get another one. I have high hopes in terms of new archers, and hopefully we are going to get some more, right? As you can see, in this kind of fights, you have to be smart by clicking on opponents, because if you have a lot of nearby allies, they are targeting same targets, and sometimes it's not that easy to actually deal damage to your opponents. Right now, let's try and let's move a little bit up. Well, yeah, as soon as you move, there is a high chance that you're gonna get targeted. So let's try to make it happen. Yeah, 5 targets straight up. That's why in and out movement is necessary for players to actually deal some damage, to get some merits, and of course, simply because there is a lot of nearby troops around the battlefield, it's not that easy to target your favorite targets in this game, and those are of course mages, which I'm trying my best right now to target. Let's see, hopefully we will be successful. So far I'm not getting any targets, and we are hitting our perfect targets. This is the perfect moment for us to get some merit, because Before I was only targeting infantry, and I believe whenever you only target infantry, you are not getting much of the merits, right? Also, we have to remember that here there is a lot of keeps, which means opponents can auto-attack from the keeps, and if you are getting targeted, it doesn't really mean that you are targeted by your opponents. It means that there is a high chance that from the keep, players are targeting your marches. So let's try to be a little bit cautious. Let's try to use our marches as much as we can, because you are going to lose HP super fast if you are just too offensive, right? But as you can see, this push was really successful. We did a good job from this push, and hopefully the merits will catch up, because, well, we are just a lot, right? If you have a lot of members who are doing same thing as you are, unfortunately you have to be just fast, right? And if you are playing as an archer player, well, priority should be staying alive, because archers can't really do too much damage straight up. You need some time to actually deal the damage, especially if you are playing with Magrat and Zaida. That's the hero pair which needs some time to actually deal a lot of damage, right? Ruby and Kylan is different topic. And you can deal damage straight up from the skill damage factor, from the rage, but with the other marches, of course, topic is really different. I'm pretty sure we are going to get more than 20 million merits from this KVK. It's only zone 3. I already have more than 12. So expectations are pretty high. So let's hope that we're gonna get more and more, as long as we're gonna have some fights. Because, yeah, right, without fights, it's impossible for the players to get merits, and hopefully the City of Moria and our opponents will be the ones who will show up. I'm pretty sure we will always show up, but it's not always about your alliance. You have to have opponents nearby, and hopefully they won't gonna surrender as they did like last KVK. We're gonna have more and more fights. So I'm pretty sure we did a pretty good job. We are fighting with the keeps inside the territory. We are pushing them, so why not, right? Alright, this new infantry 5 March just spawned. So yeah, let's just be offensive here. I can easily refill my marches, and at the end of the video we are going to check what kind of merits we actually got from this fight. Video will be pretty huge, because this fight won't gonna finish really fast. They will be sending and sending as much infantry as possible. So yeah, let's try to deal as much damage as we can, and then I will be more than glad to refill my marches and come again, because that's how you're gonna get some merits, right? With one march, with one run, it's basically almost impossible to get a lot of merits in this game. That's the reason why you have to have a lot of troops in your account. That's why you should be really cautious whenever you are fighting, because if you are joining every single rally in this game and you are getting thousands of troops dead every single KVK, you won't gonna get enough troops for fighting. And finally, I did one of my biggest milestones, which I wanted to have with my account. I finally got 3 million archers for myself, for my account, which is a huge achievement. I got 3 million archers, normal archers, and 1.3 million tier 5 wyverns, right? And that's a big achievement, and hopefully we are going to get more and more. So our first run is completed. Now, of course, it was really hard to actually target the backline, but I did my best. Let's check out the first run for the my 5 March. Of course, so we're gonna have way more merits. So I generally get 100k merits, but because of this lag and because of the amount of troops which were teleporting towards us, Merits is not really looking nice, but I honestly believe that we're gonna get way more as soon as we are going to get back to the battlefield and fight for some more, right? Now, currently, this is the merit amount which we got from the PvP open field. We right now was fighting on the right side. Now I will try to fight on the bottom side because I don't believe this is a perfect place for the archer gameplay. I want to have a good field where I can see what's actually happening, and as soon as my marchers will be home, I will send them back, and let's see what will be the amount of merits which we're gonna get from the fights, right? So let's wait. We got a good push. First job for City of Moria, which is calm, is to take this tower. After we're gonna take this tower, slowly we are going to push them back and get more and more towers. Alright, let's send second bunch. Yep. Second run is coming, and let's see what will be the merits which we're gonna get in exactly like 1 minute. Second run will be here, and hopefully we are going to get even more merits from this fight, right? I wish our infantry started blinking towards our opponent sooner, but I guess we even swarmed the level 3 pass, and we even sent rally, so I guess our infantry players got a pretty lot of damage themselves, and it was really not possible to go and use blinks, because you want to have defensive stats on your artifacts at the first moments of the fight, right? So let's see. Hopefully we're gonna get more and more damage and more merits from these fights. Let's see what will be the amount of merits, right? So yeah, 5 archers are coming back to the fight yet again, and let's go and let's try our best. Alright, we are almost there. Of course, as always, we have to get the infantry players move their way at first. But I can see there is some mages, there is some archers, which we can easily target. So let's go. Let's at first get all the marches together. Alright. Yep. We are here, and the second run is basically on the way. Of course, still our number one priority should be to survive, and by surviving we're gonna get a lot of merits, right? At first, let's target the infantry. The first fight was against LNDR. Now we are fighting against TFT. This fighting look, I prefer this kind of fight because there is a lot of territory where I can actually maneuver around, and I will wait until my infantry players will start blinking, and that's when we are going to move up. Right, it was first blink, but it was not really good because we are pretty far away. I guess we are more of in a defending style towards this place, but hopefully soon opponents will start moving up and we're gonna have some targets. Yep, this side was really tricky for the archers. That's why I decided that this place would be more suitable for our gameplay. I guess we don't have really much of an infantry players around, but soon we're gonna target these ones. Yep. Yeah, as soon as you are targeting, they are moving back. It means that they know how to fight, which is really nice. It means that there is a high possibility that fights will be happening for a couple of hours, and that's the perfect way to actually get a lot of merits in Call of Dragons, right? Not a single fight which is ending in 1 hour is a good fight, because I believe whenever you are fighting against same opponent for a couple of days, that's the biggest pleasure and biggest fun you are getting from this game, right? So hopefully this will be the one which will take place for a long time, and let's wait for our infantry players. Hopefully we're gonna get some more blinks. Alright, I can see that we are a little bit moving up. Yep, that's nice. Let's go and let's target these mages. Hopefully we are not gonna get targeted a lot. Yeah, this is perfect. finally our front line moved up, and that's what gives me the ability to move up and deal damage to backline to the TFT. But I'm really visible right now, which we expected that it would happen. Let's move back a little bit. Yeah, Gwenwyn and Musiang got targeted, which is fine. Not the most important target for ourselves, because I thought that our backline would follow, but it did not really happen. It's fine. What's the most important in these fights is basically winning, and now, merits will come by itself, right? It's not a big deal. Also, since we already spoke about new G6 archers and what I'm expecting from the G6 archers, the expectations towards the G6 warpits will be that the wind whistle is a control, which is really funny because control warped deals so much damage, which is uh, I did not really expect that, because in general assault warpeds are dealing more damage than control. So if the wind whistle is control, I believe that new warped will be assault, which means it should deal more damage. And that's another hint why I believe that new archers should be merit getter archers, right? PvP, merit getter, as much damage as possible in open field. So let's see if my predictions will be correct in terms of new heroes and new warpits. Those ones should be assault type of warpits, assault type of heroes, and hopefully, if my prediction will be right, we are going to have third OP, not third, fourth OP hero pair for the archer gameplay, which is perfect, right? All right, finally we are moving up. Let's hope that I'm gonna deal damage to backline, which is actually happening. This mages got stuck, which is kinda normal in these kind of fights. If you are getting stuck by the blink, unfortunately, that's what actually happens, right? So yeah, little bit moving up. Let's go and let's follow our players. I just don't want to get targeted by a lot of mages, because if they have a level 5 exemplar wish artifacts, they are going to destroy us, right? Because there is a still big difference between me and some of the players in this KVK, even in this KVK. So if we are going to be too aggressive, that might be a huge problem, because we won't gonna have enough time to actually deal damage to these players, right? Alright, we are just 2 up. Yeah, it was infantry target, which is not a big deal. Yeah, I believe this run will be much better, because we have a pretty nice movements around the battlefield. This is the difference behind the terrains where you are actually fighting, right? Small areas, small places where you can't really move. If you are fighting around the cities of your opponent, that's another big problem for the archer and mage gameplay. That's why I did not really wanted to play there. But since they are attacking us, I guess we can easily move there. But yeah, it's really weird placing. We are fighting from every single side, which is really fun. I wish we did not really have a single lag, but without lag, Call of Dragons never happens. Like in almost every single fight, there is some kind of lag in this game, and I'm already used to it. Of course, if there was no lag, it would be easier for me to get more merits, because my playstyle is about survivability, movement, and if I want to click on opponents, they are disappearing fast, and lags are generally a normality in our game. But it's fine. Let's win the fight at first, and then go and get more and more merits on whoever is left around the battlefield, right? I guess TFT is losing more and more members here. LNDR is way more capable in terms of ability and in terms of online, I guess, right now. But yeah, should be fine. This should be fine. Let's try to be offensive here. If we're gonna have some infantry players who are going to move up, will be easier. But no, I believe it will be a mistake from my side if I will start moving up there. Because if like 5 or 6 legions are going to target my march, that's it. It will be done. But if my other backline players will move up, I will be more than glad to do same, right? Okay, let's target this. Alright, I'm 2 up. This archer might get stuck. But yeah. Yep. Everything looks fine. Yeah, from the both sides, I think we are winning, which is great. Only thing which is missing us blinking on top of these mages and dealing damage to them. But if somebody will tell me you have to only deal damage to infantry and we're gonna win every single fight, I would say okay, no problems, because winning is what matters in this game, right? Winning and fighting. Without fighting, winning is nothing. That's why. Alright, we use some artifacts. Let's move back a little bit. Alright, I think right now should be the perfect timing. Yeah, this one infantry player was just standing there. Yeah, still hard to push. Still hard to push.
I am recalibrating steering for new.
Alright, can I do this? I think I can't. Yeah, this is what happens if you're gonna get targeted even at least once. No matter if you are tier 4, tier 5, during the war, getting targeted means you are getting destroyed. I'm really glad that all the targets are happening towards Gwenwyn and Musiang, because that's the hero pair which is getting the lowest amount of merits for me for the fights, and if they will be the first ones who are going to get destroyed, I'm fine regarding that. But yeah, finally I think we got some... Right, maybe somebody will help. Come on. Come on, people. I have 7 targets. But still, Margaret and Zaida and Ruby and Kylan is healthy, so that's all it matters, right? That's all it matters. Let's see, and let's try to deal more damage towards these mages. I don't know why they are standing there. And yet again, yeah, I think keep. Yeah, Alliance keep, unfortunately. That's the target which was hitting us. There is no chance that you will be 100% safe in this kind of fights, because there is so much keeps and so much keep damage. Alright. Yet again, Gwenwyn is the first one who is going home. But should not be a big problem. At least we managed to survive even longer for these fights, which is always a big plus. Let's use the Roaring Rager here, which is nice. We are using the Gilded Crossbow. Those are my best artifacts for the Archer gameplay. Yeah, there is more infantry. At least we can deal AoE damage here. Let's see. As soon as this infantry will be destroyed, we will be able to go and deal damage to mages, which is nice. Yeah, a lot of dead troops running, and whenever that happens, that's when we are getting some lags. Alright, let's move up. Yeah, lag is getting more and more, unfortunately, but it's fine. We still got some troops left, and let's use them properly. I see this mage here, standing doing nothing. I think it would be better if we just gonna move up. Right, let's deal damage here. No, let's deal damage here. Yep, nice. That's good. Yeah. I think we are doing absolutely amazing. I know that we're gonna get targeted here, but yeah, we already had a low HP on our hero pair, so that should be fine. Of course, Meruiz doesn't really look nice because fights are messy. It's hard to even touch somebody, but I guess this is the kind of fights we are having right now. This is the kind of fights we are having right now. There is a lot of keeps, a lot of infantry blinking, a lot of lag, but at least what I can see from my eyes is that we are winning this fight. That's the most important, right? Of course, I'm gonna continue fighting. Now, maybe I will turn on the live stream. I will see. But if you like the video, press like, subscribe, share. It always gives me more and more motivation to make more content for this game. I wish everybody amazing day, morning, and night. We are going to see each other really, really soon. Bye bye and good luck.